Hello friends, welcome to the part 2 of modeling a screw in Blender. In my previous tutorial, I noticed that it was a bit long. It took almost 30 minutes because I started explaining the design principle behind it. This time, I promise you it will be pretty short and I will explain how to make the screw look like proper. Okay, proper means if you notice yesterday when I shared the tutorial, the crest or the thread is not going up to the tip, but today I will show you so that that thread flows nicely along the tip and it looks nice, as well as that groove where the screwdriver head comes and join, that also looks proper like an actual screw. Yesterday I also explained that that kind of thing is happening because my vertex is very limited. This screw on the left hand side we designed with only 16 vertex, so I don't have a room to give it a proper shape. But for this one I will do it with 32 vertex, and then when I'll show you live in this tutorial you will understand why I was putting a lot of emphasis on giving it doing this modeling with 32 vertices. So let's jump to Blender. So as you can see, this was the what we did in previous tutorial. The link of the previous tutorial, if you are interested, will be somewhere put in this upper corner of it. And if you see, I have put this screw in a backup collection and put it here. And for today's session, I have just added a vertex, okay, in the origin center, and it is similar to what I did. So if I disable all the modifier, you will see I have just extruded a vertex. So you by principle now you know this vertex height determines by this screw length. Okay, and if I enable it, it will create that thread. So now, if you also recall, in the previous tutorial when we were doing it, what we did, we basically create some loop cut here. I think we created with 3 loop cut. Let me create another one, and we moved this vertex along the x-axis. Now if to see the effect of the subdivision, whatever, if I just apply it, you will see that is what we got it. Okay, so this is okay. You are okay if you are comfortable with it, you can do it with a single vertex. But what I have said, to have a better control on this thing, this sharp edge, it is better to have some bevel at this point as well. So for this tutorial, let me do that thing first. Let me apply bevel. By the way, I noticed that I did not activate that screencast key. Let me do it. Okay, now we are settled. So in order to apply the bevel, let's say Control Shift and B, and you can see that it is slowly applying that bevel. So what will happen that when we'll go to the tip end of the modeling the tip end of the screw, that time you will see why I put emphasis of doing this. You can, as an exercise, what you can do, you can try to replicate the same thing with this tip, with this thread along the tip. Then you will see that it is better to have extra vertex so that you have a room for improving your design. Okay, so for now, after post subd, I have verified how it will look. Now I don't need the subd, I can just remove it and just apply this modifier so that I can actually start doing the design changes. Okay, so like before, what I will do, I will just put the cursor here, Shift S, cursor selected. Then these two vertices I will move along X to 0. Why it did not happen? Because my pivot point is set to individual origin. I need to change it to 3D cursor. Sorry, I again did a mistake. S X 0. So if I do that, these vertices will be put here. Now what I'll do, I'll just apply this thing, and like last time, let me unselect these vertices and again change that pivot point to individual origin, extrude it along Z, scale along Z to 0, and just roughly put it here. What I taught you earlier, that to minimize these long faces, you see there are some square, some rectangular shapes here. we need to ensure that there is the faces are of somehow normalized. Okay, so to do that, let me just fill this face. And as you know, these edges, these are actually the actually the bounding edges of my crest of the thread. Okay, so to do that, what I will do, let me just try to visualize it again like last time. Let me select these uh, from the crest, see how it looks, then we will finally apply it. So what I have to do, I'll just again make it that okay, before that, I think last time I put the 3D cursor on the plane of it. Let me put it in the center of this cylindrical surface. Let me put cursor to select it, and let me select this the component which will give us the thread. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just scale it other than the z-axis. Okay, so if you look at this now, you will see that my screw threads have properly come here. Okay, now like before, this time as you see that these vertices are here, these are, this is making, it doesn't look good, right? The transition is happening abruptly. So what I will do, like last time, with the 3D cursor as my pivot point, I will scale it along that constraining z axis only on x and y. Same apply for others. Okay, and similarly, let's replicate the same thing on the top part of it. I think we don't need subdivision at this point, and like that, shift S, cursor to selected. You know why I was doing scale it along x-axis? So if you just check it, this vertex is actually, if I make the top view, it is aligned along the x-axis, right? That's why if I blindly scale x along the x-axis, it will become linear with this edge. Okay, so let me again do the same repeat task what we did at the bottom. Okay, change the individual to individual origin, scale z0. Let's put it somewhere in the middle, create a n-con face here, and let me again put the cursor back of the center, scale z. Sorry, I need to change it to 3D cursor, scale z0, almost 0, not 0, perfect 0. Uh, you can take your time. Okay, as I told you in last tutorial also, you take the time to make it as you look. Ultimately what happens that people, we do not actually go to that close view of a screw model, right? We normally see the screw from a very far angle, so it will not appear. Now what I need to do, as these are the long faces, I need to cut it in small square faces or near to square. What I will do, I'll just use the knife cut tool to create some topology here. You see, I'm just eyeballing it and try to create some almost near to, just try to uh, distribute this, cut this, split this thing to a small almost equal faces. Then later I will merge all these things. Let me do it right away. So lower part is done. Let me quickly do it for the upper part as well. Okay, I think we are done with it. Now what I need to do, I need to put the cursor back to that center of the lower circle. Need to enable the proportional edit and make sure it is selected as sharp. Okay, now what I need to do the same thing. Let me reduce this radius of this radius of effect of this proportional edit, and scale with z axis as a constraint. So I'll press shift z and then move it. Let me increase it a little bit so that it looks nice now. Yeah, so you can see it that now this thing looks perfectly, right, like a normal screw should look. Now, like the last time, this time also let me do it, correct the tip of it. And what you need to do, as the cursor is already here, I really don't have to do much. I just need to add a circle with 8 vertex like last time. Let me quickly do that for here and scale it, and let me apply the scale, and let me apply to division surface. Okay, now like last time, let me go to the bottom orthographic view. I just paid control num 7 and go to edit mode and scale this thing based on the 3D cursor. Okay, let me zoom in. Let me see. It doesn't need to be exactly, but the more closer you do, the easier it will be during merge. Okay, so that is done. Now here I will be doing a bit differently. Here I will create the face, create that cone shape, and then I will apply the modifiers. Okay, so what I'll do, extrude S0. This will create a merge all the vertices. Let me control A, merge everything by distance, and now again go to front perspective and pull this image. Let me disable the proportional edit and move that center vertex along the Z axis so that we can see how the tip of this screw will actually connect to it. Okay, now it is done. Now I will use our old knife tool with the constraint and that cut through option selected. It is done. Now like last time, I will select that alternate edges so that we don't have any pole with more than 4 vertices. So now you can see it has created very nice quad geometry out of it. What I'll do, I'll just apply it, and these two have now perfectly landed, and the vertices are good to apply, candidate for auto merge. And you can verify that it has removed 32 vertices. That means everything was perfectly aligned. Okay, and now if I look into this my shape, you will see it looks perfect. Okay, and now let me do one other thing on the top part. Like last time I showed you that head was not looking very nice due to we had less topology. This time let me put it the cursor at the center of it. Let me scale it, maybe move it little bit higher, and let me change that to individual origin, extrude S a little bit, fill it. Now I can go to top view, and like last time, let me try to create a simple cut. Okay, in the third part of the tutorial, I will show you how to model different kind of head. As I promised, this tutorial will be very short, so just be with me, bear with me. It will be done in 2 minutes or so. Time to time, it is always better to check for any face normal issue. Let me verify. I tend to forget that. Yeah, face normal. I don't see any red faces, so that means we are good. Now, like last time, what I'll do, I will just insert it. Remember, insert, you need to ensure that edge rail is selected. Otherwise, it will cause issue. It will not follow the curvature, the inserted face. Just remove these faces, and then that F2 add-on, if you remember, I told you to add that add-on, that will come in very handy here. Okay, it is done. Now what I need to do, make sure you have a snapping on vertex, do a control do, and if you drag it and press control and put it near the vertex, just hover your mouse around the nearest vertex, this edge loop will snap to that point. Let's do for the bottom part. Okay, now the magic of the F2 add-on will be handy. I just need to select one edge, it will form a face. Do the same here. Okay, let's do the same this side, same this side. Let me do F here, F here. Now, in order to convert this ncon to quad, I need to know how to form a quad. So like last time, I just need to verify how many vertices are there so that quads get formed. Again, I'm doing it by my experience. I see 11 vertices are there. That means there had to be have we need to have 11 edge loops here. Okay, so I'll just add 11 edge loop. Go to face mode, select this n-gon, Control F, grid fill. In earlier version of Blender, I think before 4.5, we need to remove the face, then apply grid fill. But with this new grid fill enhancement, it is very easy. Okay, that's why I'm sticking to 4.5.3. Now what I need to do, just select these sharp edges. Maybe I can try to do face angles. Yeah, I think this is good, but I don't need to apply bevel here. So what I'll do, let me select it, these edges manually. Okay, and let me apply a bevel to it. Okay, let me apply two bevel with shape as 1. I think that's it. It has done a very good job out of it. Yeah, so hope you learned something new from this tutorial, and please share your feedback. Let me add some additional loop so that the distribution of the faces looks nice. Okay, now if you compare this one and this one, you will definitely see it is much more improved. And if I take you close to this tip, you will see there is no artifact as I promised at the beginning of this tutorial. And like if I show you by the mat cap, you will see it looks perfect. Okay, so I am concluding my tutorial here. Hope you learned something new and it will be useful for your modeling experience. In the coming tutorial, I will show you how to model different kind of head, because this part, this lower part, the part which contains these threads is not going to change. Only the top part will change. It will be pretty good and interesting tutorial. You'll be learning so many new techniques for that. So let's wait. Stay tuned for that one. Till then, goodbye. Happy learning, Blender. Thank you.